Hi everyone, namaste. Namaste. I'm going to ask you to please come into a cross-legged comfortable position right away and sit up nice and tall. Press your sit bones down into the earth and feel the crown of your head rising up towards the sky. You can close your eyes and turn your attention inward. And just take a moment to call all parts of your consciousness back to this breath. So any part of your mind that might be reviewing the past or making future to-do lists, ever so gently you just call it back to this moment, back to this breath, and back to your body. So check in with your body and just kind of scan your body from head to toe. Notice what needs a little bit of extra TLC today. Also, what's feeling good already. And then from this centered and grounded place, let's bring the hands to the heart, bowing the head slightly, and take this time to set a clear intention for your practice today. Collectively, we will be working with the idea of inviting in new energy. So new thoughts, new experiences, new creativity. Let's inhale, reach the arms up to the sky, fill the body with breath. Slow, steady exhale as you draw the hands to the heart space. 2 more times. Inhale, fill up with whatever you need. Exhale, releasing that which no longer serves. And just 1 more time, please. Inhale. What is it that you're calling in to your body and your mind? Bring it first to the mind and then to the heart, bowing the head. Nice. Let's go ahead and come on to the hands and knees. Once you're on all fours, just simply look down at your hands and see that they're shoulder width apart. Knees should be about hips width apart. Inhale, gaze up to the sky. Lift your tailbone and your sternum, your breastbone. Exhale, round your spine and really draw that belly button up and in. Let's do that a couple more times. So as you inhale, feel the front of the body stretching. And then as you exhale, round your spine like a cat after a long afternoon nap. 1 more. Inhale, feel the stretch in the front of the body. Exhale, and really lift that belly button up towards your spine. Let's come back to a flat back. Reach your right hand forward and your left leg back. Now it's really common for the body to compensate here. It's just a fancy way of saying the body likes to make things easier. And the way that we kind of cheat, if you will, is by pressing that right hip out to the side. So I'm going to ask you to take your right hand, put it on the right side of your bottom, pull it in towards the midline, lift the back leg, take your first 2 fingers, lift your belly, and then extend. 1 more big inhale here. On your exhalation, bring your elbow to your knee. Remember that cat-like shape? Find that here. 2 more times. Inhale, find extension. Exhale, and round. And 1 more. Great big inhale. Exhale and round. Come out through extension. Pause here. And then bring 1 hand to the floor and the opposite knee. Inhale, look up. Exhale and round, belly button in. Inhale, look up. Exhale and round. 1 more. So it looks really easy, but if you're doing it correctly, you should feel the abdominal wall contracting, and you can create more work by really lifting and then come back to all fours. Left arm reaches forward, or whichever side you didn't do. Right leg reaches back, and breathe. And it's totally normal for one side to be a little easier than the other. Just kind of check in. Is this the easier side? Does this side take a little more work? And now, bring your hand to your hip. Notice if your hip is way off to the side and bring it back to the midline. Then, lift your back foot a little bit higher. Take your first 2 fingers, lift the abdomen, and then extend the arm again. Great big inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee. 2 more. Breathing in, find extension. Breathing out, you should start to feel that the body's getting a little warmer. Inhale. Exhale. Come out through extension, pause there. Come back to the hands and knees. Go ahead and have a seat on your heels and bring your forehead to the earth into child's pose. Feel the stretch in the sides of the body and through the arms. Now walk your hands back and bring your hands to namaste. So again, collectively we're working with the idea or the energy of inviting in something new. Let's do that mindfully as we inhale. So what is it that you are inviting in? Exhale, you bring it to your mind and to your heart. And you slide the hands forward into modified plank. Simply means plank with the knees down. Now I'd love for you to bring your knees, chest, and chin down. So you almost look like a little caterpillar or inchworm. Then slide the heart through. Cobra. Maybe you come up a little higher if it feels good. Totally up to you. Exhale, pull those hips back, child's pose. 2 more deep breaths. Feel the stretch in the side of the body. Feel the stretch in the lower back. And walk those hands back. Let's bring the hands to the heart. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhale, arms reach all the way up. Exhale, what is that new experience, that new idea, that new feeling that you're making space for? Slide the hands forward, knees, chin, and chest, down and through. Inhale, cobra, or if you feel like you want a bigger back bend, take your thighs off the floor, upward facing dog, arms straighten, try not to lock out the elbows. Exhale, knees down, pull those hips back, child's pose. Nice work, 1 more big breath. Walk the hands back, last time, hands to the heart. Inhale, now the body's a little warmer. Exhale, feel the energy moving through you, through the arms, the legs, the fingertips, the toes, and especially through your core muscles as you start to lower, knees, chin, and chest. Inhale to your back bend, see what shape feels good to you. Exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. In your first downward facing dog, as always, feel free to pedal out the legs, shake the head, shake the hips, whatever feels really, really nice. Now we're getting deep into your core muscles today, into the transverse abdominis, which is beneath or behind the six-pack muscles. Come forward to plank to the top of a push-up. If you need to drop your knees down at any time to take off the edge, it's all good. But I would like for you to try to work on the toes, okay? We're here for 3 deep breaths. Just feeling a little fire in the belly. And the yogis really connect fire in the belly to creativity. Downward facing dog. So we have these different energy centers in our bodies. In the East, they're referred to as chakras. And the third chakra, the belly chakra, is all about that creative energy. It's also where we laugh from, when we have that deep belly laugh. Let's shift forward to plank again, top of a push-up. Now this time, if and only if you're feeling really stable, remember when I asked you to make sure that your hips were side by side and that one wasn't pushed way out to the side? Can you come onto one hand? If it's too much, you can go fingertips on the other hand. But I want your hips to remain stable. And you're gonna feel like, whoa, why is this so challenging? And that's okay, that's normal. Maybe you get that hand off, maybe not. We're here for 3, 2, hand down, pause. Downward facing dog, stretch out your lower back. Breathe. So we're working in those deeper belly muscles and we're working them as stabilizers. So what I mean by that is as you shift forward to plank, you're stabilizing your body and the shape. but we're not moving, right? Try to keep those hips side by side. Maybe you even bring the hand to the hip, make sure it's in the right place. If you feel like you're way off to the side, then you go fingertips. Realign your hips. Nice work, hang in there. If that is enough, great. You want more, maybe you bring the hand up, maybe you bring the hand to the hip. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Hand down, downward facing dog. Deep breath. 2 more. And again. And now bring your knees down to the floor, crisscross your ankles behind you, and have a seat. Okay. So there's different ways of working the abdominal muscles. We can work through stabilization, as we did when we were holding still. We can also work through what's called a concentric contraction, just a fancy way of saying shortening the muscle. So like when you're working your biceps, shortening the muscle. We're going to do that now with the belly. So go ahead and bring your tiptoes in front of you. You can lean back a little bit in the upper body. Bring your hands to your hamstrings and lift your tiptoes. Lean back and now lift your breastbone. Maybe lift the corners of your mouth. Have fun with it. And if this is enough, great, stay here. If you want more, extend the arms and breathe. If you still want more, you can extend the legs. And the name of this pose is Navasana. Nava is boat, but it's also vessel. You're creating this vessel. Let's become a vessel for new energy, new experiences, new joys, new happiness. Sit up, put your tiptoes down, and you can simply lean over your legs. Just kind of cradle your legs for a moment. Let it feel good. So today's practice is entirely on the floor, and usually when I say that, it sounds like, oh, that's going to be easy, until we get into it. And when we get into these deep stabilizing muscles, there's a lot of work. So lean back, be patient with yourself, lift the feet, lift the sternum. One of the things that's so great about this practice is that it's quick, right? It's only about 15 minutes. So even though it's challenging and we're feeling this fire and we're like, oh my goodness, we know it's only a couple more minutes. Lift your sternum. So really lift that breastbone. I'm going to go through this again. Easier, bend the knees. More challenging, extend the arms. Really challenging, extend the legs. 3, 2, pause. Feet down, lean over and relax. So come back to that cat-like shape. This is probably the only time I'll ever ask you to round your spine while you're seated. And here it's simply to stretch it out a little bit. Okay. We will repeat the pose one last time, and I'll give you one more way of making it even more challenging. Totally up to you. If you want the option, take it. If not, no worries. Lean back, tiptoes, lift the heart, lift the toes. So this is option 1. Option 2. Option 3. Option 4, we're going to take it down. So now it's an eccentric contraction. I'm working through length. Exhale, concentric contraction, working through shortening. Lengthen, contract, shorten. Lengthen, lift. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, last one. Inhale, exhale. Good news, you get to lay down. Go ahead and lay down onto your back. Bring your knees into your chest. You can rock and roll a little bit from side to side. Okay, I'm going to bring my right outer ankle to my left outer thigh and let the left knee drop off to the right. So both of my legs are turning to one side, and I turn my face away from my legs into a gentle twist. This will help to stretch the belly. It stretches the hip flexor of the left leg in this case. And it also releases any tension in the spine. So sometimes when we're in those deeper abdominal postures, the spine kind of wants to help, and that's good, or the muscles that support the spine, I should say. But it's also important to release them after. Let's switch sides. Feet are side by side. My left outer ankle comes to my right outer thigh, and both knees drop off to the left as I gaze to the right. Breathe. And really try to feel the back of both shoulders on the floor, completely supported by the earth. So let the pose be as effortless as possible. You will feel a nice release through that twist, but let go of the need to push or to constantly search for sensation. This is just really mellow. Nice work. And then bring your feet side by side. We have one last active pose, and then we'll move into our final relaxation. So from here, please point your toes as you straighten your legs. You can come onto your elbows for a moment, and then come onto the top of your head so that your heart is rising and your belly is lengthening. From here, interlace your fingers and point your index fingers. This is called fish pose, Matsyasana. It will stretch your belly, it will lift your heart, and if you're really comfortable, maybe lift your toes, just like you did in boat. One more great big breath. If your feet are up, let them come down. Bring your elbows to the floor. Untuck your head and neck and spread out for your final relaxation pose. Let there be a feeling of softness in your body from your head to your toes. We're here for about another 30 seconds or so. Just really allow the body to let go of any last little bits of stress or tension. Let the mind follow suit. The mind lets go of any repetitive thoughts. Your breath softens. And in this really peaceful and tranquil space, we take the arms all the way overhead. Big stretch from fingertips to your toes like a little kid hanging from monkey bars. You can roll onto your side. Make a little pillow for your head with your upper arm. And let's come up to seated. Once you're in the seated position, roll your shoulders down and away from your ears. Bring your hands to your heart center and bow the head slightly. The light in me recognizes and bows to the light in each of you. Thank you for sharing your practice and for creating space for something new. Namaste.